Hi everyone. Today we're doing notes for 5.2, factoring quadratic equations. So we're starting on page 177 today with these diamond problems. It says what two numbers multiply to the top number and add to the bottom number. So our first one, we have numbers that are going to multiply to 28 that add up to 11. And so this is going to be 7 and 4. The next one, what numbers multiply to -10 that add up to 9? In this case, we know one number is going to be positive, one's going to be negative. And so we're going to have +10 and -1. The next set multiplies to -10 again, but this time adds up to 3. So this is going to be 5 and -2. Next, we need numbers that multiply to 27 that add up to 12. And this is going to be 9 and 3. I want you to try the next 4, and then we'll go over these. Okay, multiply to -21 that adds up to 4 is going to be 7 and -3. Multiplies to 20 that adds to 21 is going to be 20 and 1. Multiplies to 39 and adds up to 16 is going to be 3 and 13. And multiplies to -28 and adds up to -3 is going to be -7 and 4. All right, so now we're going to be looking at f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And so we're going to rewrite these into 4 terms to use factoring by grouping. So first step is going to be to factor out a GCF if possible. We're going to multiply a and c and place it at the top of the diamond. So again, we're going to take the numbers from a and c and put it at the top of the diamond. We're going to place the b at the bottom of the diamond. So again, we're going to place the b at the bottom of the diamond. Determine the two side numbers, two numbers that multiply the top number and add to the bottom number. And then we're going to rewrite the trinomial, replacing the middle term with 2 terms discovered in the diamond. And then we will factor by grouping. So we're going to factor the following quadratics by first factoring out the GCF. We have 5x squared minus 11x plus 2. And so first we have to multiply our a and c. So if I look at my a and c, I have 5 and 2. If I multiply these, 5 times 2 gives me 10. Then I'm going to place my b in the bottom of the diamond, and that's -11. And then I need to find numbers that multiply to 10 that add up to -11. So this is going to be -10 and -1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these terms and I'm going to place them into the box here. So I have 5x squared. I am then going to place my 2 down here in the box. And then I'm going to use my 2 values that I found on the sides of the diamond. So these values here, my -10 and -1. And I'm going to place them here in the box with x's. So this is -10x and -1x. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out the GCF of each group. So I'm going to look at my first column. I have 5x squared and -1x. I'm looking right here at this column first. And my GCF here is x. I'm going to look at the next column. I have -10x and 2. When I factor out the GCF here, I'm going to factor out a -2. again, we're taking the negative out there because the negative 10 comes first. So we're taking out the negative 2. Now I'm going to look at the rows. So I'm looking at this row. The GCF is going to be 5x. And then I'm going to look at my last row. And here I have a negative 1x and a 2. So my GCF is going to be negative 1. So now I'm going to take what I have here and I'm going to write what my two factors are. It's like I have mini parentheses here and here. And so this is going to be x minus 2 times 5x minus 1. All right, let's try the next one. Here we have 2x squared minus 5x minus 12. So I'm going to start by multiplying my a and c together. So I have 2 times negative 12, which is going to give me negative 24. Then I'm going to place my b, negative 5, in the bottom. So numbers that multiply to negative 24 that add up to negative 5 are going to be negative 8 and 3. So let's place these values in the box. I'm going to put my 2x squared in the first box, my negative 12 in the last box, and then I'm going to take my two side numbers, negative 8 and 3, and place them in the other two boxes. So negative 8x here, 3x here. All right, let's do the first column. The GCF of 2x squared and 3x is x. Let's look at the next column. Negative 8x and negative 12. The GCF is going to be negative 4. Now I'm looking at the rows. 2x squared minus 8x squared, the GCF is 2x. And then the last row, 3x minus 12, the GCF is 3. So again, it's like we put these in parentheses, and our factors are x minus 4 times 2x plus 3. If we don't see the negative sign like we did on the other sides, it's like you can add a plus sign here. All right, let's go to the next page. Here we have x squared minus 7x plus 12. So again, first we're going to place our a times c. Well, this is just 1 times 12, so it's going to be 12. Then we're going to put our b at the bottom of the diamond, negative 7. Numbers that multiply to 12 that add up to negative 7 are negative 3 and negative 4. So let's place everything in the box. We have x squared. We have our 12. Then we take our two numbers from the diamond, negative 3 and negative 4. Those are going to go in our remaining boxes. So negative 3x, negative 4x. All right, so first column, x squared and 4x, the GCF is x. Next column, negative 3x and 12, the GCF is negative 3. Then our row, x squared minus 3x, the GCF is x. And our second row, I have negative 4x and 12, so the GCF is going to be negative 4. Again, you know you're going to take out a negative when you see a negative number first, because you always want inside the parentheses to have a positive number at the beginning. So if the first number you see is negative, you'll take out the negative sign. All right, put our parentheses around here, and our factors are x minus 3 times x minus 4. All right, we have one more that we're doing today. This is 5x squared minus 14x minus 3. So I want you to try to set up the diamond problem first. Okay, so we have a 5 times negative 3, which is negative 15. We're going to place our b, so we have negative 14. So numbers that multiply to negative 15 that add up to negative 14. I want you to figure these out. Okay, so we have negative 15 and 1. So let's place everything in our box. We have 5x squared. We have our minus 3. We take our numbers from the diamond problem, negative 15 and 1, and we're going to place these in the remaining spots in our box here. So we have negative 15x and 1x. I want you to try to factor this now, taking out the GCF of the two columns and the GCF of the two rows. Okay, GCF of the first column is going to be x. If we look at the second column, I have negative 15x and negative 3, so the GCF will be negative 3. Then the first row, we have 5x squared and negative 15x, so the GCF is 5x. And then our second row, I have a 1x minus 3. In this case, there is no GCF. There's nothing in common, so we're actually just going to take out a 1. So now we can put our parentheses here. We can add our plus sign, and our factors are x minus 3 times 5x plus 1. And that's all we have for today.